Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection. Oh, good morning, Jenny and Angelina and everybody else out there in the universe. And wow, yesterday was pretty darn amazing. Yesterday I did the Pathways event. Luce, who owns Bay Art Yoga, Brand Art Yoga, invited me to come read at her table that she had for Pathways. And from 8:30 until 6 o'clock, I didn't even break for lunch. And it was just nonstop. And the energy and the people there were pretty amazing. But boy, by the time I got home, I was brain dead. But I mean that in a good way. It was so much fun. So, welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, daily inventory, and reminder to take a breath. So I am just grateful for that excuse, because once again, imagine it's like not having a reason to stop in the morning, and taking that breath. For me, it makes it taking a moment for a meditation or just for myself really just starts the whole day. We plant a seed when we meditate. We plant a seed. It gives us a chance to take that breath. And that's how I feel this morning. So I am grateful for everybody here so that we can take that breath, check in with our feet, see where our feet are, see if we're comfortable rolling those ankles. Oh, that feels good. And then butt in the seat, doing the kitty dance. Oh, with the way the world has been going, I noticed a lot of people yesterday. I would be talking to them, and I want people to take a breath. See their shoulders do this, where we do that shoulder meter. So we're taking that breath right now and checking in with the shoulders. And then the neck. Oh, that's much better, because people in this area, which is the DC area, there's a lot of government workers, and several people had lost their jobs, were in positions to lose their jobs. So, but it's being in a Pathways or something like that, people still finding a way to be positive. And so, like I say, there was just a lot of good energy. And I think that when somebody is going through a trauma or going through something important in their life, there's two different types of energies. Some people will, they need to suck energy from you. They need to be able to fill their gas tank, and sometimes we need to be there for people. And there's other times where if we can be of service, if we can help somebody they're positive, they're going through this trauma, they're going through this big change in their lives, and yet they're still full of energy. That's a special kind of energy. When we talk to somebody, when we are working with somebody, and we tap into that energy, it's a totally different type of energy. And so yesterday really was pretty amazing. So I would suggest if you see somebody who is going through something, maybe we need to be their energy, or maybe just their support, because that kind of energy from somebody that positive can just really change your day. So with the neck and the shoulders and the breath and the little statues, let's check in with the universe and see what we have for today. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to do my 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path. Because this stack will lead down one conversation. This stack is a totally different conversation from this one. And the question is, which thread do we want to pull? And so today, let's take the top stack of what I like to think of as things that are right in front of us and we may not even see it. I tell you, as wiped out as I am from yesterday, I'm just kind of like beaming with energy, but I am so wiped. It really is like two different kind of energies that are, the tired and the joy, I guess, of like something from yesterday. So, flipping each card over one at a time, like we are reading the pages of a book, and here's that exciting part. Our first card, we have the Knight of Swords. So, what are knights? Knights in the 1500s were the first ones we sent in the battle, right? Knights are our fire, our energy. They are our action. And so when we have a knight who is the Knight of Swords, swords being the element of air, swords being our thoughts, our ideas, and sometimes our anxiety. Well, this is a knight that is jumping into a new idea, running with a thought, running with an idea. So we don't know what the rest of the cards are, but sometimes it's a good thing where we get this idea and it's like, I'm just going to run with this. Other times it can be jumping into something and not really thinking about it. And we know that can sometimes cause problems. But let's see what the next card is. Oh, we have the Ten of Swords. So I'm using this new deck here. This is the Alejandro Rosen Rider Marseille Tarot. It's a combination of the Marseille Tarot and the Rider-Waite Smith. And as we can see, this looks horrible, doesn't it? Look at this, the Ten of Swords. So if swords are our thoughts, our ideas, and our anxieties, one sword is like a new thought, a new idea. Two swords, it's where we have choices. Four, as I always say, 4 legs on a table give you stability. But by the time we get to 10, that's a lot of swords and that's a lot of weight. And it's funny how much this card pops up. But again, I always call this the I'm okay card, because here we have this person here. We can see all 10 of these swords and that looks horrible. Oh my gosh. But we also see that this person's giving us the I'm okay sign. So yep, this is the I'm okay. Because once again, when we see the Ten of Swords, is life really so bad where it looks like you've got just somebody dropped an entire card on your back? Sometimes it feels that way, but tens are a 1 and a 0, and in the numerology that means that we are getting ready to make a change. So if we combine that with the Knight of Swords, sometimes it can be like rightism, where it's my way or the highway, and we take an idea and we run with it. Sometimes we don't want to hear other people's opinions. Sometimes we choose not to listen to other people. So when we are the Knight of Swords, it's when we are deciding that we're not going to listen to other people. And sometimes if we would just open up our minds, sometimes if we find the humility, then we can avoid the Ten of Swords. Because this reading right here, just between these two, it almost feels like an I told you so, right? So somebody may say, you're not really doing the stuff at work you should. And it's like, I'm doing enough. Nobody's going to care. Nobody cares if I come in 5 minutes late. And we just run with that, right? Well, then we get shocked when there's a negative consequence. So the swords is looking like the negative consequence of our negative thinking. So let's see the next card. So look at this Queen of Coins. She's looking directly at the Ten of Swords. So once, sometimes we're not going to change a direction, change our thoughts, see that we might not be right until we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, or until something is presented to us, whether it's in a relationship, or in this case, we have the Queen of Coins. So home, health, finances, all those things that keep us grounded. Queens are the element of water. Queens are our emotions and our feelings. And court cards are gender neutral. It's not male or female, it's masculine energy or feminine energy. But sometimes we may be in a position where we're just not of the mind, maybe because we've gone hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Remember, it's halt. And we kind of run with something and just don't even think about it. But when the time is right, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, or consequences present, then it's time to go back to the basics and our foundation. So I sometimes try to have a strong Queen of Coins energy myself, because it's about caring. It's about stepping. A queen does what? She steps out of herself to take care of others. It's a very mothering, a very nurturing card, especially when we're dealing with our home, our health, finances, and the things that keep us grounded. So today, the basic just with this is about consequences of us just running with something. But let's see what the advice card is. So we all can be selfish. We all have moments where we're so stressed, we're so tired, the world has gone nuts, where we take on, and even if something like this, how about this? This is a headline and it gets stuck in our head. It's a headline. You know those headlines we get? Until we're so stressed out, we've taken on all the pains of the world. But it takes that nurturing side of ourselves, that queenie side that says, you know what? We can control this much in our lives. So it's about the turning over of those ideas, letting go of those thoughts, so that we can focus on the important things. Because the advice card, being the Six of Coins, I described one, when in numerology, the 1 is a seed, 2 is balancing stuff, 4 is 4 legs on a table, 5s. This is a 5 situation. 5s are always a challenge. Okay? And if we're trying to get over a hill to get to 10 and 5 is the top of the hill, we are asking ourselves, will we make it? Will we make it? I'm stressed. I've got these headlines, or I've got this work, or I've got this, but we're still struggling. We do it, and we finally make it. 6s are that feeling when we know we've accomplished something. 6s are when we get a chance to look back at the 5s and the path that we've taken to get where we are, and we can reflect. And once we are over that 5, we actually are back in a good frame of mind, because now with the 6 of Coins, we have the ability to look back of where we were. And maybe sometimes it's like we need to realize, how was this affecting other people around me instead of just me? And maybe we need to have something to offer. Or maybe it's the humility, once we get over the 5s, that we realize we couldn't have done it ourselves. That we needed the ability to have the humility to maybe accept help from somebody else that sees that we may be struggling. And, that being sometimes like that can be very, it's humility when we are able to accept. And sometimes, to make somebody feel really good sometimes is the ability to let them help us. Sometimes that's a gift, to allow somebody to know that they were able to do something to help somebody who maybe need a little push to get over that hill. So today, Let's recognize the stressors that we have in our lives that we allow ourselves to get what? Carried away with. And let's change the focus back to local. Let's change the focus back to being grounded like the Queen of Coins, so that we have the element of the earth as a grounding support instead of the element of the swords, which is all neck up, and work to get over that hill. Oh, I like that, Jenny. Generosity as an equal exchange. Ooh. Is that yours, Jenny? Because I may have to write that down. Generosity is an equal exchange. So now I have something that I am going to take away with me today, because that is amazing, Jenny. So today, even taking that into heart, as Jenny said, that it is. So today, let's take a look at our thinking. And let's bring it down. Instead of being up in the air with the swords, let's get it grounded so that we can actually find the support to be healthy as we go forth today. So with that, I hope everybody has that amazing, amazing, amazing day today. As we start this week, as we're moving into spring. So thank you all very much, and I will be back here again tomorrow. Take care.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as